know what? Let's pray first, man. Okay?
Sure. Yeah, that was good.
Father in heaven, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you that we could be encouraged, Lord, and admonished every day, Lord. And Father, I thank you, Lord, for Freddie, Lord, for taking time out and coming down and just sharing the vision, Lord. And I pray that you just open our ears, open our hearts to hear, to understand, give us wisdom and knowledge, Lord. I thank you, Father. Not just data facts, but, Lord, information, passion, and power, Lord, to be able to accomplish those things that you want.
Who wants to be helped, because it's real tough. This world is tough, and it's only getting harder and harder. And I see it coming from like I mentioned before. I see from the struggles I went through, the struggles other people go through, and as time goes on, we tend to go separate paths. People stay on that struggling path. They stay systematic. Some of these things we talk about it so much with the system and how they. I always think these things that people take advantage of are meant to be temporary. Food stamps, public assistance,
That's right.
welfare.
That's right.
They're meant as a temporary, even some people don't realize, I just learned this myself, but I didn't realize temporary life insurance is temporary because it's meant to hold you up until you get to a point when you set your own retirement. That's why it has a termination date. I didn't know that, but now I realize this. Okay, that makes sense. So we cover you in the event that something happens earlier than what you determine your date to be.
You're not able to. Yeah.
You're not able to put away that whatever you want to put away for your kids or family. So we take care of that until you reach that point. That's why it's called term insurance, because it gives you 25 years to get yourself your house paid, money saved, whatever it is that you tend to do. So these things I'm learning, and I'm still adapting. I'm still realizing how much people don't have this information, don't know this stuff, and how they're so stuck on what society has driven ourselves to, and it's pretty messy, and I think if we could, it's easy, like I said, someone can come and just give everybody, they say, how much you need, how much money you need, how much will get you out of your hole, how much will get, 10,000, 15,000, okay, let's go and get the money and come and give it to you. But you know what? What that's going to do? Absolutely nothing. Because you'll have the money, but you won't know. You won't have the empowerment and understanding what to do with it. You say, well, I can pay all my bills, but guess what? Next month those bills come right back. Or I can take that money and learn how to do something so I never have to worry about my bills again. So that's kind of like things that I like to do. Like, I was going to write this the other day, and it just hit me. I was like, wow. So here I am. When I first started my online business, I was happy when I made my first $25, right? I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, it works. It's just that wall that you break to know, okay, is either I'm going to make money or not. So once you start to make money, that wall breaks, and it's like that disbelief all of a sudden becomes real. Like, well, I really did get paid. The money really did hit my bank account.
Yeah.
My first I literally would praise my first $25. And I tell people that when you're influencing others, when you're inspiring others, even, I don't care what level you're at, when someone makes their first dollar online, $25, you have to praise them, because that's just the beginning of what can be. And now they just broke that disbelief and say, wow, I actually did earn some money. I could keep going, So I made my first $25, and here we are. This is going to be August will make my 4th year full-time online, working from home, my own business. And together we've generated, with me and my business partners, we generated a few $1 million. So now, what if I would have gave up when I first made my $25? Now, if we divide what I made in a year between the years that I've done it, what that makes my yearly salary. You get what I'm saying?
Sure.
You see how powerful it is? I know people that make $10, $20 million a year, and it's great. But when they first started, they didn't have that. Well, what if they went by what happened when they first started? That's my point. They never gave up. They just fought through and said, no, this is it. It's going to be. Right. And now I notice how my circle is different. Sorry, I mentioned before, my circle of people changed because we're all in the same light of things. We're all trying to see things the same way. Just be positive, keep going. I wrote that down, and you guys are going to see. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, I put these down, and today I didn't want to use this. I want to actually talk to you guys and get something back from you, so we can communicate. Because if you guys just listen to me, it's great. You take notes, you go home, and you do something, and you maybe don't. That's fine. But I want to know where your heart is. I want to know where your mind is. I want to be able to communicate, because then it gives me a better understanding of what to talk about in the future. What can I help you with? Whatever it is, it could be anything. Like, the men's breakfast we had, and as a good example, you weren't there, but he did a wonderful job at leading. And if you see here, leadership is not something that you can just pick up one day and say, I'm going to be a leader. It takes an incredible amount of willpower, an incredible amount of discipline to be a leader. That's why there's one leader that leads a group of people. It's a different skill set, and you did a great job at just leading the way. And you know what? We kind of took it. We took over. We did our own. We took it at our own pace, but it worked out really great. I mean, I broke down like a baby. Did I know that was going to happen? Well, I told my wife, I was like, I broke down like a little sissy boy. But it's okay. And we think, I heard this before, and we have to keep mentioning it. We think as men, we have to be all macho. And you know what? You become more macho when you can face the truth.
Sure.
And be able to break down at the time to break down. We got to make being, men of God, the cool thing to do. So our kids can say, my daddy's cool because he serves God. And it's tough. With what goes on out there, they consider it, the street consider, they curse. You're not cool if you don't curse and do drugs and all those things. No, you're cool if you do the right thing to serve God. And if you can keep that going, at the end of the day, you know who's going to win? Right. We're going to win.
That's right.
And they're going to be so scared of us in a good way. Like, I ain't messing with him because that guy is powerful. He's on his path. I'm going to leave that boy alone. So it's actually, so what I'm trying to say, we actually become more macho when we stand our ground and actually, do the right thing. No matter what other people think, at the end of the day, we're going to persevere. And I believe that 100%. So, I'm just talking. I'm all about. I think about these are the thoughts that go through my head, all day long. So, I came up with these keywords to success, and I want you guys to take this because these keywords remind me of how I see them. So, what I wanted to do is ask you guys, some of you, how do you see these words? What's the first definition that comes to your head? So, you can actually pick what you want. You could look at them and say, I like this, I don't like, but I picked this word, I understand what it means. And give me your, when that word comes, what's the first meaning that comes to your head?
Word association.
Yeah. You're smart, boy. I need your help, man. So,
Good exercise.
Yeah, and so I want you guys to really just, what's the first thing that comes to your head? Because your perception of how you see things, how you see words, could really be one way or another. Even that word, I'm going to tell you how that word consistency can play both roles too. And some people think, I'm consistent. Yeah, but what are you consistent at?
Yeah, good or bad.
Yeah, what are you consistent at? Are you consistent at being late? Are you consistent of failing? Are you consistent of excuses? You could be consistent, but it could be bad too. So I want you guys to just pick any word that you feel comfortable explaining in 2 minutes or less. If you could do it in one sentence, fine. Just give me your raw definition of it. How do you see it? What comes to mind? If you want, we can start with Abraham this way. Any word. Don't even think about it. Don't sit there and try to think of a definition. It's what the first thing that computes in your head as soon as you see that word. Success, okay. On which word? Pick a word and give me...
Is it down there?
Yeah. Success is the whole thing, but pick one of the key words and give me just quick.
From life, repetition.
Okay.
All the mistakes I've made, what am I going to do better than I did before?
Exactly.
What are my set goals? There's a lot of things that come to mind. You know what I mean? But where do I start?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a new beginning.
Well, the good thing is you start from your mistakes.
Yeah.
You realize what you did that got you there, and then the next time around, you don't do it. Like I say, you fool me once. Help me with that. You fool me once.
Shame on you.
Shame
Fool
on
me
you.
twice. Shame on me.
Shame on me with the second time.
If we don't learn the second time around, then the issue is not what's going on out there, it's
That's
within
right, it's
yourself.
you. It's you. It's the man in the mirror.
I actually look forward to making mistakes. I look forward to learning from life. I mentioned this one of the first meetings we had because that's how I learn. I'm not a book smart kind of guy. I didn't do great academically. I passed because I had to. But my scores were like 7, whatever the minimum was at that time, 75, I think it was at that time. So I was a smarter guy. I just didn't apply myself to the school, to the academics. I just made sure I was good in math. That's just me. I know numbers, but I spent more time in lunch and outside in the gym, and I got expelled, and I didn't even pass high school. I got my GED. So I'm not smart academically, but let me tell you something. I learned from my mistakes. I see what it cost me. You know, some schools I could have went to, but I couldn't because I didn't pass. Things like that. So I just took it upon myself to build my own knowledge up, and that's it. You know, so that's good. I'm glad you said that. Learning from life, repetition, mistakes are good. Yes, look forward to mistakes because take them as a learning curve. Okay? If you don't, the way I see it is on top of what you said, but if you don't make these mistakes, that means you're not trying. That means you're going to be at the same place if you don't try and make mistakes, which also we talk about failure the same way. Good, thank you for that. I forgot. Jesse.
I picked comfort zone, and right away I just thought of stagnant, lukewarm, scared to take risks, and safe.
Yeah, risk is a good. I didn't put that on there.
Comfort
Risk.
zone is nice to be in, but you're not going to get anywhere. You're just
Okay,
stagnant.
but that's very good word association.
That's great. And risk is a good one. I didn't write that down, but
Scared to take the risk.
yes. Well, that also goes with.
Do you have that somewhere?
No, it goes with fear as well. But we can add risk to that. You know, risk is very good. Thank you. So yeah, comfort zone. That's tough for a lot of people. Comfort zone, being complacent. Some people are just comfortable where they're at. They're not looking to make improvements or any changes, right? To me, it's not necessarily. I mean, it could be a bad thing. It could not. But if you want to be really successful, you have to get out your comfort zone. You can never, even if you feel you're at the top. Remember, there is no limit to what you can do in life. Period. It's not like you reach the top and say, all right, well, that's it. I can't give you no more. No, there is none. Because even once you reach the top or even go higher, that's when you have the ability to start giving back. So there is no limit. So I'm never comfortable. I yell at my business partners from time. If we can't get on a call, I said, you know what? Because it's a mind thing. When we plan it, it doesn't happen. How many times do you guys feel like when you talk about something, you start to dread it before it happens, right? And I could say some examples, but we'll leave it out.
5 reasons why it can't be done. You start talking negative about it.
It's just the way your mind is wired, right? Yeah. So we want to go to. I don't say we want. We have to go to Sam's Club. Do I want to go? No. So do I rather talk about it all day and dread it throughout the day, or just first thing in the morning,
Jumping in.
let's just get it over with? And it feels good. When you come home, before 12, you're already done. And the whole day, you still got to do what you want to do. So, you know, getting out your comfort zone, learning to be uncomfortable. I had to do that when it came to me making videos. Okay, I had a complex about, you know, the way I smiled, the way I looked on video. Maybe I thought I was fat or something. Whatever, excuses. And it wasn't until someone said, "Listen, man, you gotta do some videos, because if you don't do videos, the people that do videos online, they're one step ahead of you." I said, "You're right. I gotta do videos." So ever since I started doing videos, I got out of my comfort zone, and I was horrible. I was horrible. My first video, I was like, so yeah, I read this book, and I'm like, oh man, I suck. I go back to my first videos, and I'm like, I'm horrible.
Oh my God, how did I get away with that? Right?
Yeah. But you have to go through like your first 5 or 10 videos before you can actually find your comfort zone, and not comfort zone, but find, you know, what works for you. Like for me, I can't sit there with you know, scripted. I tried it. I took take after take after take, because I hired some guy to do project management for me, and he's like, well, I need this video to do this, that, and I tried it. I just couldn't do it. I said, I can't put the suit and plan it. I said, I need to go in there and just talk off the top of my head. Now, if you look at, anybody know Ty Lopez? Come on, you guys have to see this guy's all over YouTube. You don't know Ty Lopez? All right. Ty Lopez. He's the guy with the glasses, with the Lamborghini in his garage. That was his first video that everybody was like, he's all over the place. So anyway, when I first saw the video, I was like, who's this Joker guy? And he ends up being a really rich guy, but he reaches the masses. He makes so much money. He does so many things. All he does is read books, repurpose the content from the books. He talks about them on video. And his videos are they're literally like this from his phone. And he walks around the house. And he walks around his pool. And he wears a regular t-shirt. But he gets millions and millions of views and subscribers, and people are buying his products, and they're going into his coaching, his training. This guy is doing it so good, and his videos just come from him. No script going on. He just goes like, he walks around, says, yeah, I'm going to talk to you about this and that, and he just, that's it, you know? But the guy does it so well, being himself, that's he's just being the best version of himself and making a big impact on the people that follow him, you know? And it's amazing. I'm like, and you see the video, he has a video, he's hanging out with, what's that guy? He owns one of the football teams. I just shared a video on Mark Cuban. Billionaire.
Yeah, he owns the Mavericks.
Yeah.
Basketball team.
He did a video with him, and he had a camera crew following Mark Cuban, and this guy was with his phone, like that, talking and walking around. He said, "Oh, let's see who showed up at my house. Oh, it's Mark Cuban." And it's like, wow, you know. So, comfort zone. That's the point I'm trying to make, guys. Learn how to be uncomfortable always. Don't be scared to go up on stage. Don't be afraid to speak your voice up, because if you never do, you're never going to get to the next step. You're not even going to be able to get to the point where you mess up, because you're too comfortable where you're at. The same thing with people that they work and they just make what they make, and even though they're struggling, they get comfortable because they're afraid to try something else. They're afraid to take a risk. Like you said, they're afraid to get out their comfort zone. I'm good where I'm at. I just want to pick up the phone, you know. And that's really, if that's your mindset, that's all it's ever going to be, you know. And for me, that's not good enough, because like I said, we're in America. This is the land of opportunity. If we don't take advantage of what's given to us, then we're just cutting ourselves short. And like I said, it's not about me, but I always think about the things I do now impact my children. Now one wants to sign up for basketball. Now the other one wants to do it. Now the third one wants to do it. And that's $45 a kid. Now, it doesn't matter. Like I said, I think about the average family who has to look at it deeply and say, man, $45, so it's either I pay my flight or I put these kids on basketball. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I was, when we had to choose whether we're going to go to McDonald's or we're not. You know, because if one wants it, I have to get all of it. You know, and it's not a good feeling when you have to sit there and disappoint your children. So that forced me to do everything. I mean, I have 5 kids, you know. I actually have 6. I always say 5 because 5 live with me. I have 6 because my other son is older. He lives in Florida. But as far as at home, the ones that stay with us is 5. So everything we do has to accommodate the 5 children. So next word. Anything?
I think time.
Time is so big.
Yeah. If you wrote down your plan your work and then what's your plan?
Exactly.
I feel like for me, throughout the day, as long as I spend a few minutes on something that has to do with tomorrow or the future, I'm okay. If I waste the whole day and didn't put at least a couple minutes in, I feel like I kind of wasted time there. And also what it does is it can be derailed. You know, stuff, like there's a lot of stuff that happens, distractions, and, you know, it's cool to be spontaneous, but you can't always be spontaneous.
No, of course.
Because it'll serve it'll distract from where I want to really go.
Yeah.
So, I like to have small accomplishments. It makes me feel good when I do something that is important, and then it helps me to move on. But I can derail myself easily too.
We all, I mean,
Stuff
hey,
happens.
we all like that. Things happen. We can't control who's going to call us now and say this happened, this family. We can't control that. We can only be prepared for it. But time is it's time management. You know, Pastor Jimmy says it all the time. You know, us, we have 24 hours in a day, just like Donald Trump does, just like Obama does, just like all these big guys that have these huge responsibilities. We're given the same 24 hours. They're not stuck in time and have more time to figure out how they're going to, you know, do things around the world. Well, we're just sitting here figuring out what we're going to have for dinner. You know, it's the same time. 6 o'clock, they could be deciding the world peace, and we could be deciding on pork chops or steak. You know, so time And that's why I said that, where is it? Time. Plan your work and then work your plan. Because a lot of people, they just throw the dice and wherever it goes, that's where it's going. And you're not using your time efficiently. Using time management, using your time efficiently. Here's a quick hack, and I learned this, is that use a timer. Use a timer. Time yourself. What do you catch yourself doing? For me, it's like, how much time are you going to spend on social media? All right, I use Facebook to market a lot. But at the same time, if I go too much, it starts to take away from the rest of the stuff I have. They didn't take the time to go fix it. I didn't have a driver's license for 12 years. When I decided to take, I was suspended. When I decided to take my time to just get it done and over with, I got it back, and now I have my license. I don't have to drive like that anymore. And no, every 6 months I'm getting arrested for the same thing. In New York, they're the worst. They stop you for everything. And what happened was, it was becoming like an average pattern. For every 6 months, I would get arrested for the same thing. So the judge said, okay, suspend license. It was a ticket. I ended up spending overnight bookings. And I already knew. I knew the back end. I already knew the schedule. I knew the deal. I knew what they say. The judge, I said, don't tell me that. I already know I'm going to be here for the next couple of days. I know already. I know. I know what sandwiches you have. I know what time. I already know what's going to happen when I leave here. But it became to a point where the judge was even pissed off. He was like, dude, I keep seeing you for the same thing. You got a violation for and it's the same thing. Now it's becoming aggravated. You're not learning, dude. You're not learning.
They actually put that under aggravated.
It's aggravated because you keep doing the same thing. What we said before. You keep making mistakes. You keep making the same mistake. So he says, listen, the next time, I'm going to give you like 30 or 60 days or something because you're not learning. And truth be told, that's what happened. That's how I ended up serving my time in the federal. It's because the judge looked at me and said, I know you're a family man. I see you went to work, trying for hard, but here's a problem I have. He looked at my record and says, you keep getting arrested. I mean, you have like 10-page raps, and you keep getting arrested, and you never serve time. Never. He said, because of that, I'm going to give you time. Because
that's going to teach you.
That will finally get to you. He said, I hope that will finally get to you. And as much it was like, wow, but I said, you know what? I turned it around. Like I said, you can eat a lemon and it tastes bad, or you can squeeze it and make lemon juice. And that's what I did. I actually I had a self-surrender, so I was dropped off, and I was so cool about it. I had Wendy's before we went in, and I was like, you know what? It is what it is. And I'm just going to make the best of it. From the day I walked in there, I said, I'm not here for drama. I just want to make the best of it and go home. And look at the turnout. I lost everything and was forced through time, through punishment, to start over. So it's time. Like I said, that's my point. Time is very, very important. How we use it, how we plan it. We just walk around all day not planning what we're going to do. You're going to find yourself doing the same thing over and over again every single day. No direction, no goals, no target, no vision, nothing. Just like, hey, I'm just here until tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes, and I'm here till the weekend. Like, use your time wisely, because you'd be surprised what you can do. And that also plays a role with focus. I don't want to steal if someone is going to use focus. It says follow one course until successful. This focus can be used for anything. I struggle sometimes with focus. It's very hard. I mean, I don't, probably a lot of people struggle with focus. You have to sit there and just give that one thing all you got. And then when it's finally done, you'll realize what you were sitting on for so long. Simple things. I realized simple things are just a phone call away. I was getting billed 6 months for this product that I don't have, right? I just called the company the other day. I was getting billed almost $300 for some weight loss product that I didn't have. The order wasn't mine, it wasn't coming to me, somebody had my card and they were using it, right?
Wow.
But here's the cool part, it was my fault because I had signed somebody up, I gave them my card to sign up for the first month, and what happened is they kept rebilling him for some $300 product, right? 6 months, and every time I go to my bank account, I see that come out, I say, oh man, I gotta call these people. I write down the number and then I forget about it for another month. And I see it again, I said, I'm getting sick of this. I wrote it down, and all I needed to do was focus for, it took about 10 minutes. 6 months I was getting billed almost $300. It took 10 minutes to resolve that problem. Just because I sat there, focused on it, and got it done. They were actually cool about it. The good thing is the guy that was getting the product for $300, he was sending it back. He was sending it back. I said, this ain't mine. For 6 months, he was sending it back.
Oh.
So the company says the good thing is we got the product because he sent it all back. So we'll give you your money back. It ended up it was almost $300. It ended up almost $1,600 of money that was just, that's like mortgage, So you gotta think about it. Some of these things that we sit on that we're neglecting, we're not focused on, they could really be costing us something bigger at the end. So time, and like I said, I just threw focus in there, but if someone else wanted to use that word, you can still go ahead, but focusing, I said this before, if it's like me in business. I'm gonna talk about, I want to teach you guys what I'm doing in my business. I'm gonna teach you guys some things today, because these are things I'm working on as we speak. So when you're a construction company, and I mentioned this before, when you're building a building, right? You're gonna build it, it's gonna go up, and this is the part where focus comes in. You see another opportunity to build another building down the block, and then you stop that one and you go build another one. And then down the block, another lot just open up. Hey, this is great, but that one's better. I'm gonna go over there and start building that one. Well, you got 3 or 4 buildings that are just halfway done. There's nothing you could do with them. But if you just stick and build that one masterpiece, look at the World Trade, the what's it called now? The Freedom Tower. He stood there and built that building, no matter how many years it took, and now it is what it is. So that place, that's my point with focus. If you guys sit there, and I look at other people that are doing the same thing, and they focus on that one thing. While people being diverted this way, that way, those people, they still focus on their goals, their dreams, their vision, and you got to see the power and where they're at right now, because they just stood there and got really good at what they were doing, no matter what. Stick to it. Like, look at Disney. I was watching that movie, man. That guy, he was in the street with his mouse. He lost everything. He borrowed money. He went broke. He went everything. I mean, you got to think a typical person would have just gave up. Said, "This ain't for me. I can't do this." He just had the roughest time building his business. But look what Disney has built today. Because he stood his ground and said, I don't care. I'm going after my dreams and my vision and building.
I'm going to turn that sand dune into a miracle.
That's what he did. And he laid the foundation. And not only that, but look how many kids are impacted by Disney, the channel, opportunities that open doors for these kids, these singers, these dancers. So it's not only what he built, but now he's impacting everybody. All the children that follow that and actually get inspired by his, the cartoons and the shows. That's the power of focus, man. You sit there and you drill that thing down, that sucker down, whatever it is you want to do until it's done. And you'd be surprised the power of what you put. It's like, there's another way to look at it. When you have the magnifying glass and you got the light, right? The light shining through it. What happens is it's laser focus on one thing,
burn,
and it'll burn. But when you have it all over the place, it ain't gonna do nothing. So it's the same thing. That's how you gotta look at it. So I'm sorry if I took that word away from somebody, but you're free to use it as well. So did you go yet? No, she said time. She was the last one.
I like what Justice said. I thought of that one, but I chose inspiration. Word association is adaptable. Because when I'm around inspiration, I could adapt to whatever environment I'm in. So if I'm inspired in a negative way, I might be there.
I'm glad you said that.
And if I put myself around positive people, I'll be there. Smart people, I'll be there. I try not to watch TV too much, because I feel like stuff that I used to watch, or that my sisters and certain people watch, it's just I feel like it makes me dumb. I don't care what the Kardashians do. I don't. I want to see things and be around stuff I can learn from. And at this point, I I think I shared this with a few people, you included. I want to I'd like to be successful without compromising my walk.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
So that,
And that, you know what? That's probably even a better way to do it. You probably have an easier way being successful doing it that way. So don't even think of it like, I don't want to. You won't. You don't have to, and you should be excited about it. Because there's certain people, like I said, we talked about Tyler Perry last time, that he stood his ground. He stood his walk. And not only did he was serious about his business, became very successful, and he impacted a lot of people. A lot of
And
people.
still, all those shows that are coming on.
Yeah, all those shows and movies,
Tyler Perry,
a lot of those people have been locked up, they lost everything, and he gave them the opportunity to be what they want to be, actors, singers, whatever it is.
That's right, man.
And he uses a lot of messages, from the Bible thing. He's just a good guy. His movies are positive, he's just a good guy. So, and people respect him. You know who else I love? Will Smith. I love Will Smith. That guy is amazing. Maybe I'm wrong. As far as I understand, he doesn't have a book. I did ask someone, they say he doesn't have a book, but if he did, I would like to know about it. Because
he's a much better actor than he is a rapper.
Oh yeah, I remember, what was it? I forgot, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it was,
Kind of pointy.
yeah, it was Nightmare on Elm Street. Some of that, I remember that from them days too, but, he's a really, really powerful guy. And his words are very, very strong. If you listen to some things he says, they make a lot of sense. So, if stay your walk, man, and like I said, like last week, I don't know if you missed it, but I said find your purpose. If you find your purpose, then just wrap your daily actions and your success, whatever it is you want, wrap it around your walk.
Wrap it around that.
And you'd be surprised what you can pull off. And I say you're smart, or you have a strong character, and you can use that. You will use it. See, I don't like can and if. I try to take those words out of my vocabulary. I found a habit of saying, well, if, and then you correct yourself and say, I will be successful. I will get this done. I will. And all of a sudden it changes, because now you're holding yourself responsible for what you just claimed and set out there. So I believe in you, bro. I think, I know. See, I can't say a thing. I know, I call myself, that you're going to do great things. And you will. And you're going to stay in your walk, and you're going to do some powerful things. Just when the time is right, But just focus, stay on that ground. And it'll happen. That's it. There is no, it's just going to happen. So I'll skip over now. Pastor Jim, it's your turn.
Okay, mine is a failure.
I looked at that word. I knew you were going to speak. I don't know why.
Failure is always an opportunity to grow. Always. I put that down. There's always a failure. If you got the right attitude, it's always an opportunity to grow. It's always going to show you something, and it all depends on your attitude, on your responsibility towards that attitude. If you take it right, then I don't have to do that again. I better learn from that. And that's where the aggravated, you keep falling into the same hole, you keep, why are you staying on food stamps for, 1,000 years? That's a Band-Aid. That's not supposed to be a lifestyle, and so I would just say that failure gives you an opportunity to grow.
Success only comes from failure. Go into history and you see.
I wrote down one word, failure. I wrote down learn from your errors and develop a new way to maneuver a comeback.
There you go. Thomas Edison is the biggest example. How many times he failed at making that light bulb? 1,000?
1,000 times. 1,001. Yeah.
1,000 times. And he got it right. Tesla.
That's right. He never admitted that he failed either. He said, I didn't fail 1,000 times. I learned 1,000 ways how not to make a light bulb.
It's just how you look at it.
He said, I never failed. I learned 1,000 ways how not to make one.
It's just
I
how you look
learned
at
one
it.
way to make one.
That's how to look at it. Yeah.
People can take failure and say, I'm done. Or can say, I'm glad I failed because now I know what not to do.
Yep.
And I know that didn't work.
I'm not going to waste any more time on that. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's all part of why we're here. It's just perception, how we look at things, how we changing you're flipping the switch in your mind to how maybe what you were programmed to think and what got you in the position you're in the first place.
That's awesome thought right there. Your thought life is about flipping the switch.
Flipping the switch.
Take that dirty out and put something positive.
And taking why we're here I'm still treating this like I'm here because I am here. I'm here with you guys, so I'm here. It was only a few years ago, so it wasn't like 20 years ago things were different. It was only a few years ago. It wasn't that far.
And Freddie, Pastor had a good lesson last night on what I was talking to, like
Same thing?
toxic thinking, man. Like just like we
Toxic
have to,
thoughts.
I seen it on the page. Yeah.
fix your thoughts, and then like that's it. We gotta fix our thoughts.
Our actions, our feelings come from our thoughts, and the only people responsible for our thoughts is ourselves.
That's right. That's right.
So it's like a projector. You project those thoughts output in the world, and that's what you're gonna get. You know, it all comes from the subconscious. How you think about yourself, how you see yourself, how you vision yourself, how you vision the world, how you see things. You see the glass half full or half empty. Now, once you learn this, you're gonna start to see the other people around you and realize, now I see. Because now you're starting to see how the majority of people think and operate.
An attitude. Yeah.
And then you start to realize, now I understand why. We said this before, the people that are sick, they seem to kind of cling together
Yep.
and get each other sick.
Love company. Yep. Misery loves company.
And now I'm starting to question. My grandmother, she got cancer. She has breast cancer. She was going through chemo. She's an old, brittle woman. Like, she's brittle. She doesn't have a lot in her left to handle these things, and that caused a lot of stress within the house. Now I'm gonna tell you guys straight up. It caused a lot of stress in the house, and then all of a sudden, because it's her, my aunt Madeline, and her husband Alex. It's the three of them that live in the house, and they have and I love them to death, and I try. I really do. I try. And they have something within them that I cannot help. And that's the part that hurts me. Like we talked about, like my dad last weekend. There's only so much I can do. There's only so much I can do. There's certain things I cannot fix if you can't fix it from within yourself. I can only try so hard. So they're in a situation where everything the world is coming down. I'm in pain. I suffer. So I pick up, I call, hey, how are you? I don't know. Tell me. It's the same thing. And it's been the same thing for years. For years, it's been the same pains and sufferings, excuses. And it starts to dwell. And now my aunt got cancer. And really, really, I think she allowed it. Like she weakened her own immune system, power
system, yeah.
because of the stress of my grandmother, and then it grew and came out. And medical is medical. We're not doctors, but I'm not crazy.
I'm telling you, that kind of a spirit will foster the same thing. It's what you're looking at, what you're focusing on, and what you're going to become.
Yeah. And you see a lot of people that end up in the hospital for something. I can almost guarantee that the daughter, the sister, somebody directly related to that person will end up in the hospital too. And it's just because they feed on that thoughts. Yeah, they dwell on it, they feed on it, and instead of trying to be the strong person to hold them up, they just go right with it, and go right down the same. And
breaking the chains.
yeah, and it's tough. It's tough, and I was the one that needed the help when I was sitting on the table like this, and I was in a halfway house, and I had my kids come see me for the first time, and I'm like, my aunt prayed for me and my mom, and they're like, strengthen, they said strengthen Freddie, and I hope that one day he will, lead the Word of God and do things, and I'm like, I took it in, it's hard, it just came on, I wasn't, all open to hear stuff like that. I was tough, but I don't forget that happened that day,
I just want to tell you something, Freddie. I got Pastor Bevan that promised her an appointment at 11.
Okay.
I'm going to meet with her, but this is going to be on, and I want to hear the rest of this.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, man.
I see all your notes, so I'll be...
Yeah, I do, man. I do. I'm serious about it. I take it serious. I just got it.
So,
I took a look at my clock. I realized that.
yeah, that's fine.
This something that you just finished saying. She planted the seed right then and there, and you went forward. It grew.
What's the worst part about it is that now she's still trying to help herself, and now my aunt has it too. So now she's suffering. She's re-suffering because now she's. Imagine knowing that your own kid, your own daughter has something that can kill you, an illness that can kill you, and she's already in her 70s or 80s. And you know what happens if something happens to either one of them? they're basically both. They're done. And
Yeah,
it's-
one goes, the other one goes.
And who knows? My father he's in the same realm of things because they all call each other and they all with the I'm in pain, I need money, and they're all suffering all the time. I'm like,
And it's not gonna change.
it's not the world. It's you.
Yeah.
Because I even offered, come to my house, come hang out, come see what your grandson, your son got now. I was locked up a few years ago. I didn't have anything. Come praise with me. It's fine. And I came to the conclusion, and this is where I drew the line. And it's sad because this is your family. It's tough. But you have to draw a line. There's nothing I can do. I bought them, I bought them the water machine. The water machine costs $2,500, right? I drink it all day. It's high pH water. So it takes the water from the tap, it runs through the machine, gives it high pH, it ionizes water, and it's really healthy for you. Cancer can't live in alkaline water. So I bought two machines. I spent $5 grand. I bought one for me for the house, and I bought one for her, right? Now, I don't normally do things like that, But I said, hey, she found out she had cancer. What can I do? I help. Hey, I'll get to the water machine, Drink it, and it helped the fight. It replenished it.
Yeah.
It was just until the other day, I had my stepdad, he went and picked up the machine from the house. They never put it on.
What?
They never put it on. So you see how the mindset.
Just choose not to help yourself.
I said, I love you guys, but there's nothing I can do if you don't want to help yourself. I bought the machine. I said, did you put it on? No, we have to check with the co-op. Because they're living at the co-op. Fine, no problem. They got the green light on the co-op. Did you go to the machine? No, we have to move the thing. It's a big machine. It's not that big. You're moving. This is your life you're talking about. This is your life. I gave you something to help you. I took $2,500 out of my pocket and gave it to you. So I can have a concept. At least I had some role in helping to help, And it's not just her. Everybody in the house could drink the water and benefit. And so that, all right, they couldn't move whatever it was. Her husband was a maintenance man he used to handle the whole building. He knows plumbing, he knows everything. He's working. All right, we're all working. We don't have jobs. You can't, did you put the water machine on? No, she said, it's in the works. I'm not no drummer. It took me 20 minutes, I put it on. I never touched a faucet in my life. I put it in, twisted it, I followed the instructions, I tightened it, put the hoses, done. I said, it's fine. I'll come pick it up and return it. And I'll take the $2,500 and hopefully if I can still return it, I'll use it for something else. You know what, I'll give her some cash, get her some food or something, but do you see how powerful, your mind is and how it can take you the other way?
It almost seems like they just have in their minds like this.
It-
You know what, I have cancer.
They gave
Changing
up.
the water is not
That's
gonna
what
help
happened.
me.
Life is
And
done.
they gave up, yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened. They gave up. They didn't pursue it.
And like I said, you know how hard it is to be your own blood, the people that have been there for you when you needed it. And I said, great, so I can help now. And they just won't accept change. They won't accept the change. You know what? I can fight this. I don't have to be in pain. Because you know how you feel pain, right? It's because your mind is letting you know, hey, this hurts. So feel it. You ever realize, you know what's funny? How many people forget that they had to use the bathroom? It's a feeling you get, but if you forget about it, all of a sudden the feeling goes away until you remember that you had to use the bathroom. That's how strong your mind is. It's reacting to what your body's feeling, but only because you think about it. We all, we get feelings about these bathrooms, but sometimes you don't think about it. You forget, and then you can hold it for like a couple hours until you remember.
Oh, I gotta go.
Yeah, oh man, I gotta use the bathroom. I forgot I didn't use it. The same thing with the weather. You're cold. If you really sit there and say, I'm cold, but if you don't think about it, you tend to not be as cold. Yes, the weather may be cold. So you can't do something about it, but you tend to not pay so much focus on it and realize that you're sitting out there freezing. There was a true story. I forgot what it was, but somebody had died in a freezer or something like that because they thought they were freezing. And when they checked, the morgue checked, they said they never froze. They never froze. Their body never had frozen temperature. But they thought they were freezing, and that killed them. Do you see that? Your mind takes over.
That's what the sermon was about last night. The biggest battles between the shoulders, man. Like, that's it. So, like,
Does he plan this stuff? Does he know what I'm
it's lining up with scripture with the message. Exactly, because it's like I remember, like, quick example. When I first got here, I used to smoke cigarettes past these. I don't know why he used to catch me every time. And I'm like, everybody give it off except me. And then he's like, when you gonna stop? And I said, I'm working on it. He goes, no, you're not. And I said, yeah, I am. He goes, and I said, I just gotta get past this hump. He goes, you're the hump. Get over yourself. Stop. Just stop. And it's like, yeah, I really, like, why am I making it something so crazy? Like, you know, like, how do I need this? No. God gave you will, your free will. Use it. Stop. Just stop.
Did it work?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It did.
Like cigarettes have nicotine, which is supposed to be, you know.
It didn't work right then and there.
Oh, okay.
There's more to it than that. But I've been here 9 months, and it's been 7.5 months since I decided to cigarette. And I'm talking about 2 packs a day for 15 years.
I'm sure it's good. Though.
Yeah, but that's God.
I'm sure you
got it. There wasn't a pet talk. It was just, I got on my knee. It wasn't no cigarette patch. It wasn't no psychiatrist. It wasn't no
You don't need
rehab,
that.
no detox. It was me and God.
You don't need that. You'd be surprised. You don't need those things are for the people out there that don't have the mind power to control their own. You know, I need a patch. I need to see a psychiatrist. That's just a business. No, you don't. Just let it go. Start reading. Write down your thoughts. There's ways you can do. Listen, I thank God every day that we don't see psychiatrists. You know, we go for physical checkups. We're not hospitalized. We're not in and out the hospital. We're not, you know, in pain. We're not. Yeah, we all go through things. I get hurt. The kids fall. You know what I talk? Get up, shake it off. So you live and you breathe, and yeah, you'll be right. You know, bleeding. You'll be fine. Just don't think about it. Forget about it. First off, you'll be right. Yeah, I hit my head real hard yesterday. Once you okay? Yeah, concussion. I said, I'll be all right. It was hurting me. I'm like, I'll shake it off. Hopefully, if you see me pass out, I'll take it out. I'll live. You know. Yeah, your mind is the most powerful thing, man. Right here, like you said, right there in the shoulders. That controls everything. You know. And it's not. I'm not just saying it's chemicals that are released from your brain that actually control. You know. You are controlling that. You know, when you work out, like for me, they say you release endorphins. When you run, when you kickbox, you hit the bag, you start to get happy. I used to get happy. I get beat up, and I was happy. It was the weirdest thing in the world. Why am I happy about getting punched in the face? I don't know, but it made me feel good, you know? And I say, hey, high five, and then, yeah, I'm limping, and it's just the endorphins are released from the chemicals released in your brain from your working out, from your body, you know, being under that stress. And it was, you know, Mark told me yesterday, said, you know, before you do your videos, you want to sound excited. I got a nice microphone, picks up every little, you know, thing that I say. He said, do some push-ups and get that blood flowing and all that stuff, and then record the videos. Because too, I have to be energetic and excited. I have to talk with a smile to the video because people will, if they can't see me, they can still tell my character from the other side of the video. So yeah, that's good stuff, man. I'm happy that you stopped smoking. Did you stop completely?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't nothing, man. Like I wouldn't compromise. I feel like that. Like if I do that little thing, then before you know, I say like, sorry, I smoke a cigarette. Let me drink a beer. If I do a beer, I can take a line of coke. I take a line of coke. Then before you know it, I'm back where I was.
That's what happens. Yeah.
I won't compromise, man. I won't.
That's good, man. I'm proud of you. Cigarettes is no joke. Kills people all day long, and people still sell it. It makes it good. I don't get it.
That's like that sneaking, man. Like he'll everything. Oh, it's legal. Liquor is not illegal. Jesus drank wine. Yeah, Jesus did a lot of things. Why you just want to do that? Like do everything else he did too. They just want to do that part.
So people will highlight the things they want to highlight.
Yeah, because he just whatever.
We're talking about the rest.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't fermented. It was a
There you go. I didn't know that. I just learned
It was
something.
a certain point. What is that time frame?
What they did was because of the Passover, like Jesus' Last Supper was a Passover Seder. It was against their law from Moses, Levitical law, to have anything with yeast, anything fermented in it. So their wine, what we call wine, is similar to like a grape juice type thing, like a little fizz, like one of those like sparkling cider type things
There
would
was
be
no
closer.
yeast and it wasn't
Yeah.
fermented, so there was no alcohol substance.
Technically, it's grape juice and wine, but so people take that right over.
Tomato, tomato.
Research, do you study?
I'm sure Jesus wasn't drunk. He was.
I think just, when you alter your mind, like I said, like this sneaky stuff, to me, sometimes not even like the heavy drugs, crack and heroin and ecstasy and all that, it's weed to me, because it's sneaky, it's like, that's good, it's natural, from the earth. Stop.
It's a tough topic. Yeah, it is. Because a lot of people do it. It is from the earth, yeah, but it's how you use it.
You're trying to justify everything.
Yeah, you're using it to change your mind, your frame of mind.
And it's not just about those that drink on the wine. It's talking
Also, just stay, the word tells you to stay sober-minded, right? So, I was gonna go somewhere with this, but
It's all right. It'll come when you're taking a shower or something.
Yeah. 3 o'clock in the morning, you'll sit up.
I was gonna go somewhere with this, that was valid, but.
Well, the good thing, thank God, I'm drug-free. I don't smoke anything. I drink, but I don't get drunk. And I can say I'll have an occasional social drink, but I know that I won't take it to the level I'm not supposed to. I'm responsible, but I don't, and I'm good. I don't need it. I got a natural high. I'm good. I love life. I love everything that's offered, and that's it. That's all I need. Some people, they feel they need certain things to take away the pain, but just deal with the pain. Because when that stuff is gone, the pain is still there. So the last one, since you're the last one.
I don't know if Pastor Jim took one before, I didn't hear that, but I kept thinking, and the keywords that came to my mind were encouragement, success, removing negative things that hold you back, and keeping your feelings out of the way of your thoughts, out of the way of your, keep your feelings out of the way of your thoughts, Because I know, I learned from growing up that, a lot of things that, if I had very negative upbringing, so every time I said something like, oh, I'm gonna do this, oh, no, you don't want to do that, that's no good, you gotta do it this way, No, what makes your way the right way?
Yeah.
Even though you may have knowledge, and you may see a fall coming or whatever, or, like with the parents, like listening to your parents about things, but sometimes they're also closed-minded and think that their way is the only way. And it's not always like that, So that, always shut me down as a kid. So just, oh, that's not gonna work. It can't be done that way. So, I battled that with my dad actually, growing up when I had my own house, and it came to, I was putting up a fence. See, I didn't want to tell him when I was doing something on my own. I just went and started doing it because if I told him, oh, I want to do this, right away he has to come get involved. I don't need your help on this. I can do it. Oh, no, you're going to do it wrong. You're going to do this wrong. You're going to do that wrong. Well, amazingly enough, I put up a whole fence by myself. By myself. Dug the post holes, poured and it's fine, So,
It's like that you gotta break that chain.
yeah.
I read this somewhere, I'm trying to remember where, but it's like for generations, people do the same thing. The parents pass it to the kids pass it.
Yeah.
And what happens is no one challenges them to say, why are we doing this? It's just the way it's been for generations, but it doesn't mean it's right, it's just the way we've been taught and programmed. I still don't know why I've done this in coffee. Who started that? Is it, am I the only one who does that?
Did what?
Dunk
The
Ritz,
crackers in the coffee.
yeah, Ritz and coffee.
That I don't
do
know.
that.
I know why we got sugar.
I used to watch my grandma.
Salty and sweet.
Sugar in
I
this
don't know why.
in the coffee.
I just do it because I see my, they did it, So it's
the same concept.
I go to restaurants. I don't see nobody else dunking things in their coffee. Why? Who started this? Where did this come from?
Tradition.
Yeah, so as things go on, what I'm trying to say is like, as generations pass on, we don't know if something's right or wrong. We just do it just because they did it. But, I mean, if you're really trying to be successful, obviously, if the rest of the family wasn't successful to the point at least where you want to be, you gotta stop and challenge them and think why. What makes what you did right?
Right, and realizing that, there's more than one right way to do things.
Of course.
And that opening your mind, just because you say, okay, I'm going to do this way, this is what I have in mind, this is what it's going to work, you know what I mean? And somebody else comes along, and if you don't open your mind to what somebody else has to say, truly open your mind and say, okay, well, I heard you, but I'm still going to do it my way, and not at least explore into somebody else's thinking. They may have a way to do it half as cheap, half as easy, with minimal effort than your way, you know what I mean? So if you don't open your mind to that, you're going to do things the hard way all your life. And I'll tell you what, my dad does things the hard way because he's stubborn and he doesn't think, and he's hurt himself doing things that's that. But like, look, if you just do this with a longer handle, it's going to be that, oh, now I got it this one, I'm strong enough, the macho thing. Okay, well, hurt yourself then, and later, oh, my back, okay. You know what I mean? I just don't say nothing, but.
It's part of a struggle. People think that just doing things the same way everybody else has been doing it. It's like standing in line. Everybody's going in line. You be that one person and get off like, wait a minute, this ain't right. I'm off. Just challenge yourself, challenge your family, whatever tradition you had. It's cool, but you never know. Chances are there's either a better way or the right way. It could have been a wrong way the whole time, and there's a right way. But just be that oddball to go and try it. You never know. I mean, my family's way was do this, go to school, do that, and this is it. And I challenged them. I said, well, I don't think that's it. I don't just want to be behind a desk. I don't want to just be there. I want to be somewhere else. I want to be different.
You know what's so funny about all that? I've done a lot of different jobs in my life, right? And I've always said there's nothing that I couldn't do. And I believed in that. And that's why my lifestyle is different from everybody else's. Because I've always said to myself, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make something out of that. I'm gonna do something with it. I'm gonna do what I can and over that and master it. Like when I was doing security, I didn't think I was just gonna wear a uniform for like 4 months and after that get a better position. Grabbing the money from different pharmacies and take it to the bank, or lock the stores with the owners of the store. I didn't believe I was going to do that. My mindset was like succeed, make your goal out of it. Well, what you gonna accomplish? And I accomplished it, and I made it better for myself. You know what I'm saying? Like when I started my business, I didn't think I was going to succeed. I didn't think I was going to make something out of myself. You know what I'm saying? I said, oh, I'm going to do it, and I did it. And it worked. But like, I didn't expect for it to happen.
Of course, yeah. I always challenge myself. I think you guys, everyone should always challenge yourself to be better at what it is you're doing. Now, if you don't challenge yourself, if you don't put yourself against the odds of a fight, you'll never get ahead. You're just going to be what it is. And I said this on numerous different occasions. I always challenge myself by putting myself against people that were better, stronger, knew more, whatever it was. Whenever I had a job, like I said, I didn't look at a job. I said, I'm going to hang out with the boss, the owner, who's the one running the show, because I don't want to know what they do. I don't care if they know how to pick up the phone. I want to know, how did you get this business? What is it? Tell me what you know. That's what it is. I always when I've been. I mean, this has just been something I've always done. I went to events and I was nobody. I go to a networking event and I'm just a regular Joe Schmo. Now every other regular Joe Schmo sits there and just, listens, and they're cool, they write their notes, and they go back to the hotel rooms and the thing's over, and that's it. Me, I'm like, where's this guy at? Where's this guy? Oh, that's the one from the video, that's the one that made, I work my way through the crowd. He said, what are you doing? I said, I gotta talk to him. He said, why? I'm like, I don't know what he's doing. They look at me like I'm crazy. What's crazy? They see me on the videos, they see me in the background going behind people. Yeah, I said, who's that guy? But listen, this is funny, right? If I go back to years ago, the videos are still there. They say, remember that video? You came up to me, you said you were going to do this, you're going to do that? And they didn't know me. And I would go up right up to this guy and his wife. I say, hey, you're, and I'm like all excited, I say, hey, take a picture. And now, they see me now, and I'm like, yo, I remember that picture. You said you were going to do this, you said you were going to do that. And you said it because you said it in front of the camera, now you got to hold yourself and the people watching accountable to get taken for granted. So I went to everybody, and a lot of people that I even went up to, I surpassed. And I said, I'm going to be like you. So, why? I want to be a better version of you, not you myself. So, and the good thing is we're all cool. Like, everybody reaches different levels. You can't compare yourself to other people. You have to just be the best version of yourself. You can't go by what he did. Everybody's different. You're not in their DNA. You don't wake up in their shoes, in their bed. You don't know what they do. You just can't, if they're ahead of you, you can't compare. You just gotta be the best you can. Your situation, whatever works for you, be the best. Like you said, you want to stay in line, do it. Just be the best of what you're gonna be, what Ricky's gonna be.
I like to go, whatever I do, I go hard with it. So if I do something bad, I'm gonna go hard with it. If I do something good, I'm gonna go hard with it. But when we bottom, I'm gonna go hard with it. When we win, I'm gonna get. That's why, like I said, I'm not adaptable, but I can adapt. So I want to adapt to something positive, something good. Like I already know I'm good at what I used to do, so why can't I be good at doing something else?
That's the thing. See, it's glad that you're aware that it can work both ways because you know which way you don't want to go and which way you do want to go. So you use that same energy towards the positive way. Another thing I didn't write down was if you want something, the best thing to do. If you want something, what do you do? It's simple. It's a one-word answer. When you really want something, what do?
Make it happen.
You ask. You will never know or get it unless you don't ask. Ask for everything you want and be specific.
I always felt that. It's simple, right?
Just ask.
Or something.
Ask for it. Ask someone. Ask someone for the knowledge, for the help, for the answer, for the question, directions, the recipe. Ask.
That's another thing, man. That's probably like man.
Oh, pride.
Yeah, we just.
We
we'll be
pride
lost
kill you.
before GPS. You from kind of my era, I'm not gonna ask. I'm gonna find this thing. Give me a map. And it's like, she's like, just go stop. Ask somebody. No, I know what I'm at. We don't ask.
Pride
All stems from pride.
Pride will kill you, man. Pride will kill you. Put that thing aside.
Word association, pride. Lately, I've been saying this. That's the devil. The devil. That was his sin. Pride. So and what does God love? A humble man. God, he lifts up the humble and looks down on the prideful. So that's like, if you keep biblical principles even in business and in life,
it's a must. You have to keep. They have to. That's why I like what Pastor does the night before, and then I come and touch up on the business aspect on it because he has the biblical standpoint, which is fine. I don't have the strength that he has. I have a different strength, but together now it's like
be a powerhouse with that.
Yeah, you guys just enlighten what each other is saying. So 100%. They stand together. Success is driven through the word, and success. I said it the other day. I put on Facebook. I said, God didn't make you fail. He doesn't want to make you guys be failures. He wired us to be successful, but it's up to us to find it within ourselves. We all have hands, eyes, ears. We're all given the same free will, free opportunity. It don't matter where you could be born in the street. It doesn't matter. It's up to you to decide what you take from what you got and go with it. And that's to say, I mean, you know, there's so many things we talked about, you know, how you surround yourself, the people you surround yourself. You want to be successful, surround yourself on people who are successful. You're the average of 5 people you hang out with, right? So I always try to be the lowest of the people I hang out with. Because I have to play catch up. I have to play catch up. And you'd be surprised when you think you know everything. I said, okay, I don't sit there and say I think I know it because I don't. I need to call someone. I need a phone call. I need to know, hey, help me real quick. Because I'm stuck. So you? Yes. And laugh what you want, but I don't know this thing. And then they help you. Everything I've got in life is because I asked for it. I swear. Hey, can I have a few minutes? Can I have a talk with you? Yeah. What if I never asked? I would have never got a yes or no. I would have guaranteed a loss if we don't ask.
They say you come to know you don't go higher. That's such a cool way that you said that though. Thank you. You try to always do like the dumbest one in your crown and start going. Not that I tried to dumb, but but it's true. Like if sometimes I feel like, man, I'm like, you don't get that. We're not on the same set rate, on the same mindset. Then you never have anywhere to grow because you're always like helping the next person or they're feeding off of you. But I want to be fed off of somebody too. I want to learn too.
You need both. That's why I'm here, because I'm at certain levels, because I hung out with other guys that I can share with you guys, so that when you can be one man, so you can go over there and you can go and, like you said, you want to switch.
You want everybody else to grow.
Start teaching people too, and that's perfectly fine. But for me to grow, guess where I have to go? I have to go over there so I can see what they're doing, so I can grow with them. And that's what I hung around the best people I can. I mean, literally, I would sneak into freaking rooms or whatever it was. I would do whatever it took. I said, I have to know. I have to talk to you. So everybody would go one way, and I go the other way. I said, wait, when the event's over, I'll talk to you real quick. I said, yo, can I get you one day? You'd be surprised. I said, yeah, sure.
That's the same thing I did.
And you know what? The people now, on the flip side, the people that ask me, right, the ones that got through are the ones that ask, and the ones that ask persistently. Because I get a lot of people that ask, but sometimes they're not serious. How do you make money? What do you mean? Okay. Work? What do you do? Listen, people come to me and say, there's one simple thing. One kid was only like 18 years old, right? 17, 18. He said, I'm done with high school. That's not for me. Like, he finished high school, but he doesn't want just to live a normal college life. He said, there's more out there. I need to know what you do, right? The kid said, well, I told him, you're going to need a few bucks to get started, Now, this is a simple way to look at things. Is he just saying, I don't have the money? That's it. I can't get it. He said, I don't have it right now, but when I have it, I'm going to come back. So I'm going to do what I have to do, get $25 to $50, whatever, and I'm going to come back. I think I even lent them $25 to get started in the initial business way back. And today, the same kid, we've gone in business together. He picked up his first check for 10 grand on stage.
Nice.
Yeah, he's on video. He's doing great things. He's influencing other people. Now he's doing forex trading. He's got his own course and his own videos. He's only like 20, 21, but he's came a long way, And he's even failed, and then he didn't look at like, well, things ain't good right now, but it's temporary. I'll get myself back together. So if he would have never, he asked other people, but people shut the door. And who's this guy? So he asked me in a nice way, and I said, sure, I'll take you on my way, and let's ride together, And I mean, it's been a long journey for the kid, and he's good. He's going to be, successful. He hangs around successful people. I introduced him. My doors introduced him to CEOs and company, and he talks to them the same way I would. He's not scared to come out and be like, well, don't ever think someone's too good for you. Just, hey, I'm going to ask you. The worst you can say is no.
That I used to, like my nephew and stuff, I used to always think that because they had what they had, that I couldn't reach that goal. You know what I'm saying? My mindset was like, I'm not going to have that. You know what I mean? But I'm going to accomplish it. I'm going to try. That's what I used to tell myself. You know what I'm saying? And sure enough, it was like it's nothing to it. You know what I'm saying? Because my work was my word. Like whatever I spoke to the person, hey, I'm going to do this for you. And my word spoke for itself. You know, and that was just like giving me my business card to you.
Yeah.
Hey, and you're going to give it to that man, and you're going to give it to that lady. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was all about.
Your words, your authority are very powerful.
My accomplishments.
What you speak, and it's almost scary that the things I speak, if I say it enough, they happen to the T. And that's how scary it is. That's all. That's how much your mind and what you say, your thoughts, actually work, because they will come to life if you just believe it and work on your part.
You know, something about that last night.
Like you said, it can be either way. So don't, some of these things here, they can all work the other way too. You could be responsible for making your own mistakes. Your mindset could be corrupted. You could be consistently fail. You know, like everything here. You could take your failure and live with it. Your vision could be, I'm going to be the next, big drug dealer. I mean, your time could be sleeping all day. Your focus could be on just getting this money and nothing else. I mean, everything you could take here and put it the wrong way. It's just how you're looking at these keywords and what you're doing with it. You know? So, good stuff, man. You just came, but hey, you have a sheet?
This is somebody
That's
else's.
mine.
I want you to pick any word you want and just give me off the top of your head. What's your definition of it? Don't overthink it. Just whatever catches your attention.
Responsibilities, obviously. First, family, children, wife, home, friends, church, students. That's off the top of my head.
You're responsible for everything. I mean, if we talk about responsibility, everything you said, that's everything that you have. some
You might even
responsibility.
realize those are the things that came to your mind, but it's things that you're responsible for.
Right.
That's why why I came
You
to
might
town.
even realize, subconsciously, he's saying those things, but.
Yeah, his family, his kids, his students, that's all your church.
Yeah.
The church don't come to you. You
Absolutely.
got to bring yourself here,
Yeah.
So, yes, responsibility, you're responsible for all of that. The goods and the bads.
Mhm.
Something is wrong happens, you're responsible for it. We talked about that the first time we here. It's just start taking personal responsibility of everything, good and bad. Because at the end of the day, it is what you turned it out to be. No matter, hey, things happen everywhere. But it's how we look at it and what we do about it, we're responsible for it.
Yeah.
We could take a situation like, perfect example, I was not going to come today. Why? I didn't feel like it. I woke up at 5 o'clock in the morning, my head was banging, and I said, either I can lay here and be in pain, I can get up, drink some water, walk around a bit. I was up already. It was 5, 6 rounds up, moving around. I took in a leave, and it went away. And I told my wife, I said, I'm iffy, but you know what? My responsibility to be here, whether it's one person or 10 people, is be here because at least they could count on my word saying I'm going to be here on Thursday. And that means more to me than anything, because your word is everything. Right? So if there is a day that I can't make it, you best believe this, because I literally am stuck in the air on a plane, or I just literally cannot land it myself or jump off the plane and make it on time. That's it. If I can't make it, it's because I literally am just not physically here to be here. That's it. You understand? Because if I don't show up today, next week is like, will we come? Will we not? And what is my excuse, really? Are you serious? I could do something about it. So my personal responsibility was to be here and give you guys time, no matter what. Because at least I go home with a conscience saying I did my part. And that's it. That's all I can do is my part. You missed it. Talked about my whole family, and I was trying to help them, but I can only do my part, and no more. There's certain parts where they have to come meet me somewhere. And that was one of the things I'm struggling with now. But I'm glad you came back. Can you share a word?
Wisdom. I feel if I gain enough wisdom in the Lord, He'll give me vision on having a good mindset, being consistent with others, and it falls right down the line.
There you go.
The more wisdom I have in the Lord, the more wisdom I have to understand even the things that I don't have, or why I don't have it, and the things that I gain, or why I finally got it, and how to use it,
Yeah, wisdom.
maintain it.
Wisdom is strong. Now you can know things, But the wisdom is applying the knowledge that you learn.
what you learn. And also, there's times where you have to have enough wisdom to know what you're getting taught. And make sure what you're getting taught is right. So, have wisdom in the Lord. You got wisdom in many things, and I have wisdom in the right things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I strongly believe wisdom is what stood out to me very strongly. Wisdom inspires me. Wisdom gives me the power to network. Wisdom gives me where to be comfortable and when not to be in my comfort zone. I would say wisdom.
Wisdom is true, man. It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very, I mean, like I said, we can be book smart. Some of the smartest people can lock themselves in a room and never do anything with the world.
That was just last night, the message last night.
See, like
Your
That's
thoughts.
number 2.
Your thoughts can actually, you don't even know, you just put yourself in a cage, locked up the key and put it in you and say, forgot that you had the key.
Imagine Einstein stood in a room and never said anything.
Yeah.
Just stood with all his knowledge and just never came out to the world.
Or go a little deeper. How about the people that have passed away in the grave, that have gone with all the gifts that the Lord had intended for the world? So it ain't so much the Einsteins of the world, it's the ones that didn't beat it, come with Einstein and die before coming to Einstein. You see what I mean?
It's almost scary, right?
Very
You have
much
a
so.
gift and you don't use it or do something.
Very much so.
I always say, even if I change one person, that one person could change 100 or 1,000.
You know, that's the way the Lord looks at it. Reach that one. And it'll continue on from there. It's not about how many you reach. You reach that one. Touch that one.
It's amazing. So,
Very much so.
hey, if I reach 100 people, great.
Mm.
Maybe it takes one out of 100 that makes a difference.
That's it.
And I can go home and rest and say, man, thank God that we crossed paths and now you're out there changing the world. You know, if opportunity never came my way and I didn't embrace it and do something with it, I wouldn't be here. Even to this day right now, talking and sharing things with you guys. I'm one person that's able to reach hundreds and thousands. I mean, if you see my Facebook, I have thousands of people that follow me and friends. And even though they don't say things to me on a daily basis, the things I say to them and say on public posts change the way they think. And then one day they come to me and say, man, I just want to say thank you. I said, for what? I don't even know you. I said, I read your posts and you inspire me to do this, to do that. And it could be anything. It could be their kids. It could be quit their job, you know. I just had somebody quit their job finally and I was getting on his case. It's not that I'm influencing people to, leave your income behind, but if I know that there's a bigger opportunity for you, it's just a matter of you taking that leap of faith and doing something. So he just hit me on Skype the other day, in the middle of the night. Man, I just want to say thank you so much. I said, for what? He said, you just rocked everything, bro. He said, everything you say, everything you do, I'm just all in. He's all in. And now he's doing his own thing. He's all in. He quit his job. He's home. He's doing what he likes to do. He's making more money for his family.
Amen.
Because I always say, we all embrace the fact that we can earn money in this world, but it's just paper, you know? It don't mean nothing if we don't do nothing with it. It don't. And I don't care how much it is. If we're not doing the right thing with it, if we're not changing something, somebody, the way we eat, the way we think, the actions we do, what we put our kids to, it's meaningless. You know? I use these examples all the time. Listen, I don't care. If I can afford to do something and put my children in a better situation, that's what makes me happy. You know, I can afford to put them in Boy Scouts, and it's a lie because this one is all they all want to do it. One wants the hoverboard, now they all want it.
So can't you share?
It's like 458. You know what? We have pictures. We have, like I said, photography. I think is undervalued because you're capturing the precious moment of the life right there.
Preach it.
Right?
Yes.
People get photography. You don't understand. You'll never see that moment again if it wasn't important on camera.
Can you follow me around and tell people that?
I would. Take a picture. We have this one Christmas picture, and we didn't realize it wasn't planned, but we have a Christmas picture for the one picture where we're all together. And that moment comes once a year maybe, where all my kids together and the two dogs were there. And is we have one picture we're all together. That one precious moment that we took the camera and did, we have it. And now my mom wanted it. That's a beautiful picture. We'll never relive that moment again. You go back to the pictures and say, remember that? Remember that? So yeah, I mean, you're capturing those
You
moments.
shared it last week on your thing.
Yeah.
It was in your slide.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Fred, what Jessica said again, where it says, comfort zone, like, I don't have a problem talking in front of people, but once you put a camera, like, there's times I regret not taking pictures. People are like, come on, take a picture. And I'm like, I feel awkward, man. I'm like, no, man, like, I don't want that. And then I regret it later because I'm like, man, I see the people that did get in the picture, and I'm like, I was there, but I'm not there in the picture. You know what I mean?
They won't talk about you. It's like,
right.
I don't know.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then as far as like talking, that's something I got to start. Well, no, I don't. I don't know if maybe I'm not meant to be in front of a camera or something like that. But what I'm saying is, I'm uncomfortable with that. Like I'll talk right now, but you put the camera face me, I'm gonna shut down. I'm like, nah.
Can we put your theory to the test?
You know what it is.
I'm the person that's always
Start
taking
running.
pictures everywhere we go.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm the one who takes them, we're never in them. Everybody else is always complaining, why you gotta take so many pictures? I'm like, because you're gonna remember this, and you're gonna remember
That's
saying,
me.
you told me not to be taking so many pictures, but you're glad I have that picture now, because, we won't remember this 10 years from now, or 20 years from now, or whatever,
Listen, when it comes to pictures, man, I have to take about 50 of them. My smile is jacked up. I don't know how to smile when it comes to a picture. I'm like, my wife be like, it's all right, nope, try it again.
Some people can't, but they just look funny and
You know what I do? I kiss my wife. I gotta smile. I just kiss her.
Or you put your hand in, I've seen people do that. They put their hand in front of their face, like it's a pose.
I smile.
I just get mad with my kids. Because they try to get them all to smile at the same time. It's rough. Either one blinks or one is looking at the dog or
Yeah, that's a
scratching
tough
their head. Can you just stop? Just one. We gotta take like 20 and then go through all of them, and then that's the one.
Yeah.
Nobody blink. Nobody move. We got it. I tell people take a few because we're gonna have to go through them first before we find the one that.
And that's real. Taking pictures is important because I remember throughout my young life, before I had children and everything, the family always took pictures and I was always out, living the street life. But when I was raising my children by myself, coincidentally, my wife and I, we just recently got married about 3 years ago. So I raised my children solo, which was rough. And that's when I started taking pictures, and those pictures meant the world to me. I mean, my family would call me, oh my God, this is like so beautiful because it's just you and your babies, you know what I'm saying? And now it's me, my babies, and my wife, you know what I'm saying? So pictures are so important because like you said, it's a moment that captures that time.
Capture the moment. That's it.
Yeah,
It's gone.
family.
That second is gone. Never get it back.
Yeah. Before I did my photography, people thought, oh, here comes Jen. She's the one with the camera. Hide. And then I bought a camera and was actually serious with it. Now they're like, come here, take a picture.
You never know. 5 years later, you'll be like, remember that day? Because that's that day that somebody changed or something.
I wanted to say one thing about pictures. Well, of course, the famous quote is, a picture's worth 1,000 words. We can read into that. The other thing is, I think, though, everyone's into the selfies. But you know what? I see something happening there. I'm going to say it. I think there's some vanity. Not for everybody. But for some people, vanity's kind of kicking in, and that's not a good thing.
You're right.
That's true.
So just, watch out for it. You can see it.
Yeah.
If you have friends on Facebook and you see some of their poses or whatever, it's like a little scary.
So it's correct me if my English sounds bad. So it's a sense of like self-indulgence, maybe?
Yeah. And the thing is about it is that I think some of those people are seeking approval or how many likes am I going to get or and that's not really the right way to approach a selfie. Self-value. And you're right. You should seek out. You're going down the wrong road if you start doing that because that'll take you farther and farther to places where you really want to go.
Actually, you look at some of the profile pictures of a lot of people. That'll tell you.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's like
What they value is what's their profile picture.
Yeah, let me delete
We
it.
say about
I don't need it. I'm afraid that don't mean nothing to y'all.
I'm saying like some people.
There's a difference.
Women will tackle on the makeup or something. That they don't even,
high angle.
Yeah, they're like,
that's not even who they really are. It's like, okay, is there a motive behind that, or are you trying to?
Or half their face is cut off and their breasts are more in the picture.
Yeah.
You're like,
Oh,
oh, okay,
Lord.
what are we looking at here, guys? And then at the bottom, praise God, Jesus loves you.
They need like their shoulders in so they.
Yeah, it's like, really?
They show
You know what, let's talk about some of the men's profile pictures, because you did it way off on a tangent right now.
Their six pack in the mirror with their it's like this. It's like, let me take a selfie with my iPad.
It works both ways. It works. It's weird how you say it. It's kind of like how you want to see yourself. You know? Let me find the right angle that looks. Oh, that
Yeah,
looks
that's true.
That's really to the world. Hold on like this. I would not today, but I'm just saying. I'm so worried about it. Everybody's
My wife gets me all the time. You know, shit, every time you do video, sometimes I do, but sometimes I'm crazy. But they have to draw the line. Listen, people want to listen. You can't look too crazy.
Yeah.
You can't look too crazy. You know, because for people that don't know you, that's the first thing they see. Say, this guy, you can't even get a haircut. You're telling me to make money. You can't
But
get
sometimes
yourself a
it's
haircut.
relatable when you're not trying to do it.
It's everything has.
And listen, I got brothers I know that'll go take out the trash in certain clothing.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
That's heavy. Yeah. So I was like, you about to take out the trash? No, man, you don't see I got my go outside, come right back outfit on. Oh, that's all right.
There's the balance.
I have a friend, yeah.
Sounds like an interesting fellow.
Yeah, I love him though. That's my buddy, man.
I have a friend whose husband is like that. He's like, you know, just to walk to the mailbox, he has to be in like his Armani suit and be like,
Lord.
That has to go. Yeah, that has to go to how you see yourself.
Nobody gonna want to be around you.
Yeah, like
look like Grizzly Adams.
exactly. You can shower for a few days. Come on, dude.
Way back there. Like, oh, you go way back there. Jeez. I can't be too close to you when I walk by.
I like dressing down on purpose because I want the people that see me to know you don't have to be like that to be successful. You can be yourself.
Well, I must
Exactly
say,
what you need to
I love dressing up for church. Church is like, and I tell you why. Even my wife, because my wife, she's opposite. She does not like to dress up for church. She tells me, why do you guys make me feel? I say, look, babe, you know, when I was in the world, I used to dress up for the devil. Now that I'm in church, I'm going to dress up even more for Jesus. You see what I'm saying? That's my personal view on things. If I can do it, I'm going to do
But
it.
it's fine. If
If I can't do it, trust the fact, at least I'm going to take a shower and come to church.
It's a time and place
But
strategy.
if I got some suspenders to slap on, trust the fact that things get slapped on. You know what I'm saying?
I said, where's that guy with the suspenders in the front? Hey, he said any minute now he's going to get up and shout something. Hey.
That's it.
And you know what's the irony is that concept of political correctness encompasses everything we're talking about. But for me, political correctness is not really correct at all because really, if you live from the heart, you know what I mean, and tempered with a little logic, hi, mommy, then that's love. Amen. Like these two.
But see now, the thing with the suspenders, now I know that's you.
Yeah.
That's what I look forward to every Sunday. I see him in the suspenders. That's it.
It's going to be the new dress code of
If
the
he didn't
Timothy
have
house.
it one day, I would think something's wrong. Or it's an imposter.
Yeah.
Something ain't right.
Believe that. Believe that.
You know, and that's just so people see me. You know, they're used to the hats, the hoodie. It's just
I was gonna say, if they make action figures of us, you'd have to have, you'd have to suspend.
there you go. You know?
You have a vest.
Oh, there you go. I was looking for the one right there. What would Ricky have? Best. I actually told him that this morning. I was like, bro, you have a variety of vests, bro.
You see the movie? No, I read the book though. Biggest, most wealthy, successful people in the world are readers.
Readers, yeah.
They read. And it goes to what somebody was saying about TV shows, the Kardashians. I'm with you, man. I can give rats about what they're doing.
What they're doing.
What are they teaching me? What are they teaching my kids?
I think that's the most important.
Nothing. But that's the media. They want to keep us They want to keep us at a level that they can control us.
I tell you what, if you
It's
sat
scary.
through a Nickelodeon episode, like of the, like, 'cause my daughter, she's 11 years old, and you got these Nickelodeon shows, and if you notice what they teach to them kids, oh man, you wouldn't allow your kids to watch it. And every show, I literally watched, cause during the summer I stayed with her, and we probably watched all day. We're watching, and I'm overhearing the shows. As a matter of fact, that's how I braided her hair. So it took hours to go. So as I'm watching, I noticed that the show starts off by the little girl does something wrong. Middle of the show, she lies about it. And then at the end of the show, she just found out and she just said sorry. So it was teaching the little girl to, it's okay to do something wrong, because you're going to get found out about it, and just say sorry. Like, wow. And then you notice that as these little girls grow older, they're doing more mischievous stuff, like things that are more like, wow, why would a little girl do that?
Like teaching them to do that.
Yeah.
I said a couple times that I think Walt Disney would be rolling over in his grave right now because the shows that used to be on when my kids were little, they were more
Nothing
grown-up
like
shows.
nothing.
Now, as soon as the Hannah Montana started, I swear that
Yeah.
the snowball of it all, where it's teaching these girls to dress
Yeah, they like that.
appropriately
I'm
and
glad you said
relationships with boys at really young ages and stuff. And they get understand.
And
12, 13
lying,
years old, and these
sneaking,
shows
yeah.
having boyfriends and
Yeah.
all those
That
things.
actually gives girls low self-esteem.
But I
They
think
gotta make
it
all
took
the
a
princesses.
spin off of the
If
original.
they don't look like
It
them,
does.
they're
It's not the same.
Yeah.
Disney,
not. And-
Disney has changed a lot.
And you know,
Did
why?
you know this about Disney? That Disney is number one in hiring. What is it? Like, you know, bisexual. Like if you're gay. That they're the number one company that has the most hirees that are transex that they turned over to be a woman to a man, either they're homosexual or gay. It's openly. They welcome it. Disney World, where all these little kids be at all the time. Every day of the year, that is jam packed with kids, and their hiring rate is more. That is high.
Because
I'm not
society
explaining
has made it
it
acceptable, and if they don't do that, they don't conform with society because.
yeah, and they don't get that.
Because